Welcome to Eagle Explore, and today we dive into the inspiring story of Sheikh Hasina, the Iron Lady of Bangladesh. Imagine facing the unimaginable loss of 16 family members and still having the strength to pursue the dream of a prosperous Bangla, Sonar Bangla. In a world where men predominantly hold positions of power, it's rare and remarkable to see a woman rise to the role of prime minister, especially for the fifth consecutive term in a predominantly Islamic nation. First, let's explore the four main reasons behind the current crisis and protests in Bangladesh. 1. Low wages. Textile workers, who are essential in producing garments for major global brands like H&M, Zara, and Levi's, are currently earning about $95 a month. They are advocating for a raise to $208 a month, which they argue is still below a fair living wage considering the cost of living and inflation. 2. Government response. In response to the protests, the government announced a 56.25% increase in the minimum wage, bringing it to approximately $114 per month. However, workers believe this increase is insufficient and do not meet their basic needs, leading to continued unrest. 3. Factory closures and violence. The protests have led to the indefinite closure of 150 factories and have caused clashes between workers and police, resulting in injuries and deaths. The unrest has significantly impacted Bangladesh's textile industry, which is a crucial part of the country's economy, contributing 35.1% of its GDP and 85% of export revenue. 4. Historical context. The situation echoes past issues, such as the Rana Plaza disaster in 2013, highlighting ongoing concerns about workers' rights and safety in the garment industry. Now that you know about these protests, would you like to learn more about the leader and Prime Minister of Bangladesh? Let's dive into it. Yes, friends, we are talking about none other than the Prime Minister of Bangladesh, Sheikh Hasina. She has just made history by winning the office for the fifth time following the Awami League's success in the recent national elections. At 76, Sheikh Hasina stands tall as the longest-serving female prime minister globally. Today's video will take you through Sheikh Hasina's extraordinary political journey. We'll explore how she entered politics, her remarkable achievements, and how she has propelled Bangladesh to new heights. Additionally, we'll discuss her plans to strengthen ties with India as she embarks on her fifth term as prime minister. So, let's get started and delve into the incredible story of Sheikh Hasina's political legacy. Hey there, where are you from? I want to know which city you're watching our video from. Please leave a comment so we don't feel lonely. A small action like this will motivate us to make more videos. Thank you and much love to you. Friends, let's go back to August 15, 1975. At that time, India was under a state of emergency declared by former Prime Minister Indira Gandhi on June 25, 1975, marking the dawn of a new era for India. Meanwhile, in neighboring Bangladesh, a sinister plot was unfolding. It was still dark in Dhaka, specifically on road number 32, house number 677, where everyone was sound asleep. Suddenly, the peaceful morning was shattered by the sound of gunfire. This was the residence of the then president of Bangladesh, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. Upon hearing the gunfire, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman and his family locked themselves in a room, but their fate was already sealed. In a short span, the entire family of Mujibur Rahman, known as Bangabandhu, was brutally killed. This man had spent most of his life in prison, fighting for Bangladesh's independence. It seemed like the story had reached its tragic end, but destiny had other plans. 2 members of Mujibur Rahman's family survived this horrific attack. The assassins couldn't reach them because they were outside Bangladesh's borders. Over 7,000 kilometers away, in Germany, a phone rang. The devastating news of the massacre reached Sheikh Mujibur Rahman's eldest daughter, Sheikh Hasina. The news of her father's death shattered Sheikh Hasina completely. Learning that every member of her family had been systematically killed left her devastated. No one had imagined that the country for which Sheikh Mujibur Rahman had fiercely opposed the Pakistani rulers would witness his assassination. Sheikh Hasina found it hard to believe as well. Sheikh Hasina and her younger sister, Sheikh Rehana, were both in Germany at the time, which is why they survived the coup. Upon hearing the news, Sheikh Hasina was warned that her life was in danger due to the military takeover in Bangladesh. It was evident that she could not return to Bangladesh for her father's funeral. Sheikh Hasina reached out to Bangladesh's ambassador to Germany, Humayun Rashid Chowdhury, who had strong connections with several Indian diplomats. He discussed the situation with India's ambassador, Y.K. Puri, and they sought political asylum for Sheikh Hasina and her sister. When Prime Minister Indira Gandhi learned of their plight, she swiftly arranged for their safe passage to India on an Air India flight. Furthermore, Sheikh Hasina's husband, Dr. Wazid, was granted a fellowship in the Department of Atomic Energy by the Indian government. The Indian authorities also provided Sheikh Hasina with an apartment near Pandara Road, where she resided for approximately 6 years. During her exile in India, Sheikh Hasina was elected as the leader of the Awami League, the political party founded by her father. This wasn't her first time stepping into a leadership role. In the late 1960s, while studying at Dhaka University, she had already been politically active. During her father's imprisonment by the Pakistani government, Sheikh Hasina served as his political liaison. In 1981, she returned to Bangladesh and became a vocal advocate for democracy in a country under military rule. Between 1981 and 1985, she faced numerous challenges, including house arrests and imprisonment by the military regime. This period was particularly tumultuous for Bangladesh. All right! If you're new to this channel, Eagle Explorer warmly welcomes you. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button and remember to turn on the notification bell to catch our upcoming content. In 1986, elections were scheduled in Dhaka. Shortly before the elections, Sheikh Hasina was released from detention. However, despite her efforts, the Bangladesh Nationalist Party, BNP, emerged victorious, and Sheikh Hasina found herself in opposition. The BNP, founded in 1978 during military rule by military officer Ziaur Rahman, who was the husband of Khaleda Zia, became the second major national party in Bangladesh. The Bangladesh Nationalist Party, BNP, was heavily influenced by the military structure. Their slogan centered on Islamic nationalism, which contradicted the founding principles of Bangladesh established in 1971. The independence of Bangladesh was rooted in cultural and linguistic nationalism, rather than Islamic nationalism. However, following the assassination of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, there was a shift towards Islamic nationalism, modeled after Pakistan, with the BNP leading this transformation. During this tumultuous period, democracy in Bangladesh was compromised. Meanwhile, Sheikh Hasina remained steadfast in her efforts to establish democracy. She organized rallies and campaigned tirelessly. In 1988, there was a bomb planted in her car while she was in Chittagong for an election rally. Although she survived, around 80 people lost their lives in the attack. In the 1991 general elections, Sheikh Hasina's Awami League did not secure a majority, and her rival, Khaleda Zia of the BNP, became prime minister. However, in the 1996 general elections, Sheikh Hasina achieved her first victory and was elected prime minister. Her tenure marked a period of improved relations between Bangladesh and India. In the 2001 general elections, Sheikh Hasina had to relinquish power as the BNP secured a two-thirds majority. Yet, in 2008, she returned to power with a resounding majority. Since then, Khaleda Zia's BNP has struggled to regain control. In 2004, Sheikh Hasina survived another assassination attempt during a grenade attack at one of her rallies. Immediately after assuming power in 2009, Sheikh Hasina established a tribunal to prosecute war crimes from the 1971 war. This tribunal convicted several high-profile opposition leaders, sparking violent protests across Bangladesh. In addition, BNP's key ally, Jamaat-e-Islami, was barred from participating in the 2013 elections. BNP leader Khaleda Zia was also sentenced to 17 years in prison on corruption charges. The BNP boycotted the 2014 general elections, but participated in the 2018 elections, which party leaders later admitted was a strategic error. The opposition claimed there was widespread rigging in the elections. Opposition parties, including the Jatiya Party, participated, while others were part of the ruling Awami League-led coalition, often referred to as satellite parties by experts. However, the opposition again boycotted the general elections, leading to a low voter turnout. Despite this, the Awami League secured a clear majority. The BNP's boycott raised questions about the credibility of the elections due to the low voter turnout. India labeled the Bangladeshi elections an internal affair, while the United States and other Western nations demanded credible and transparent elections from Sheikh Hasina's government. The U.S. even threatened to deny visas to government officials and Awami League leaders if fair elections were not conducted. In response, Sheikh Hasina accused the U.S. of attempting to overthrow her government and undermine democracy in Bangladesh during a parliamentary session. Sheikh Hasina garnered praise for her management of the world's largest refugee crisis. In 2017, following military action in Myanmar, over 1 million Rohingya refugees fled to Bangladesh. Under her leadership, Bangladesh provided them refuge. Hasina is also credited with adeptly balancing relations with both India and China. Before the elections, she received support from India, China, and Russia. Since she took office in January 2009, Bangladesh's per capita income has tripled, and last year, the country achieved an annual growth rate of 7.81%. How did Bangladesh achieve such progress? Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina secured her fourth consecutive term in 2024, marking her fifth overall term as Prime Minister. Under her leadership, the country has been on a path of consistent development, becoming a role model globally. As Prime Minister, she has taken a strong stand against terrorism and religious extremism. During her tenure, Bangladesh has transformed from a country struggling with food shortages to a food exporter. The policies implemented under her rule have fueled Bangladesh's economic revival. Today, Bangladesh's economy stands at an impressive level. Over the years, the country has experienced remarkable growth in its GDP, which increased from $71 billion in 2006 to $460 billion in 2022. This achievement has positioned Bangladesh as the second-largest economy in South Asia, following India. Once labeled as a bottomless basket with no hope of survival, Bangladesh is now recognized globally as a development miracle following the Liberation War. In 2017, PricewaterhouseCoopers and the World Economic Forum projected that Bangladesh's economy would reach $3 trillion by 2050. By 2018, Bangladesh had graduated from the United Nations list of least developed countries to a developing nation. The country has surpassed its neighbors in metrics such as per capita GDP, Human Capital Index, and Economic Vulnerability Index. Today, Bangladesh is among the leading developing countries, with socioeconomic indicators and a Human Development Index that outperform many South Asian countries. Bangladesh has also ventured into high-tech manufacturing, implementing strategies, short and long-term plans, policies, challenge programs, and development plans aimed at achieving specific goals by 2041. These goals include eradicating extreme poverty and achieving upper middle income status by 2031 and high income status by 2041. The plan envisions a phased approach to reach these milestones by 2041. Under the exceptional socio-economic management and strong political leadership of Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, Bangladesh has been achieving an average GDP growth rate of 7%, surpassing the international standard for lower middle income status in 2015. In 1987, Bangladesh's per capita income was half that of Pakistan and two-thirds that of India. However, by 2020, Bangladesh had surpassed both India and Pakistan in per capita income. Achieving self-sufficiency in food, transitioning out of the least developed country status, and ensuring electricity reaches every household are all accomplishments made possible through the implementation of Sheikh Hasina's policies. Despite facing numerous domestic and international challenges, her strong and determined leadership has driven these successes. Building on the achievements of Vision 2021, Vision 2041 has been crafted to continue this development trajectory. In February 2021, Vision 2041 was approved at the National Economic Council (NEC) meeting, along with Bangladesh's Perspective Plan 2021 to 2041, to make this vision a reality. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina's leadership continues to pave the way for Bangladesh's journey towards sustainable development and economic prosperity. Her forward-thinking policies and commitment to progress are turning Bangladesh into a beacon of hope and a model for developing nations worldwide. Vision 2041 is founded on two main objectives. First, by 2041, Bangladesh aims to be a developed nation fully integrated with the digital world, boasting a per capita income exceeding $1,500. Second, the vision strives to transform the country into a golden Bangla, where poverty is eradicated. Sustainable development hinges on two key components: growth and equality. For development to be meaningful, it must be paired with equitable distribution to ensure that all segments of the population, particularly the poor and vulnerable, benefit. Sheikh Hasina's Vision 2041 is designed to achieve this balance, fostering a people-friendly, home-friendly, peaceful, and sustainable Bangladesh where no one is left behind. A 20-year perspective plan has been outlined to accomplish these goals. Vision 2041 provides a roadmap for rapid development, aiming to eliminate poverty, inequality, and human deprivation comprehensively. Under the leadership of Bangabandhu, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman's daughter, Bangladesh has achieved notable success in socio-economic development over the past decade. The dream of Sonar Bangla is turning into reality. By implementing Vision 2041, Bangladesh is on the path to becoming a peaceful, prosperous, happy, and developed nation, comparable to the developed world. With Sheikh Hasina's strong leadership, meticulous planning, and the dedicated efforts of the people, Bangladesh continues to climb the ladder of development. An important aspect to consider is how Sheikh Hasina's victory will influence Bangladesh's relations with India. Alongside development, she faces significant challenges, including the fragile state of Bangladesh's democracy. Recent elections were marred by boycotts and violent incidents orchestrated by the main opposition, the BNP. The decision to boycott the elections has been widely criticized. In any democratic country, including India and Bangladesh, it is essential for the ruling party to foster a robust opposition. Therefore, criticisms from some Western quarters regarding Bangladesh's political climate are viewed as unstable. The relationship between Bangladesh and India is long-standing, having deepened since 1971. Bangladesh has consistently acknowledged India's crucial role in its independence. The two nations share a common history, heritage, and cultural ties, strengthening their bond over time. Looking ahead, the future of Bangladesh-India relations appears promising, built on a foundation of mutual respect and shared interests. They share a unique geographical feature. Bangladesh is surrounded by India on three sides, and the two countries share 54 rivers that flow from the Himalayas to the Bay of Bengal. This geographic and hydrological interdependence fosters strong people-to-people ties and development cooperation. Over time, Bangladesh has become a significant market for India. In 2022, Bangladesh emerged as India's fifth-largest export market. Following the US, UAE, Netherlands, and China, India's highest exports are directed to Bangladesh, which accounts for 2.7% of India's $12.2 billion exports. The Hasina government is actively promoting connectivity via land and sea routes between Northeast India and Bangladesh. This connectivity is vital for India's economic engagement with South Asia and East Asian countries. For India, Bangladesh is more than just a neighbor. It is a strategic partner and close ally. The security of India's northeastern states is closely tied to its relationship with Bangladesh. Indian policymakers recognize the importance of maintaining strong relations with Bangladesh to ensure seamless access to the northeastern states through Bangladesh. Currently, India's connection to its northeastern states is limited to road and rail routes passing through a narrow 20 kilometers wide corridor known as Chicken's Neck, which runs near Nepal, Bangladesh, and Bhutan. India envisions Bangladesh as a pivotal base for its economic engagement with South and Southeast Asian countries through the Bay of Bengal. This vision aligns with India's Act East policy. The BIMSTEC Secretariat in Dhaka serves as a vital link connecting India to eastern countries like Myanmar and Thailand. Japan, a close ally of India, has recently made substantial investments in Bangladesh, highlighting the strategic importance of this trilateral cooperation. To further strengthen relations, PM Modi and Sheikh Hasina recently inaugurated three key projects: the Ankara-Agartala cross-border rail link, the Khulna-Mongla port rail line, and Unit 2 of the Maitri Super Thermal Power Plant in Rampal, Bangladesh. These projects aim to enhance connectivity and energy security in the region. Additionally, the Bangladesh government has permitted the transit and transshipment of cargo from West Bengal to the northeastern states via the ports of Chattogram and Mongla. This move underscores the strategic and economic importance of the India-Bangladesh relationship. The significance of this relationship was further demonstrated when PM Hasina was the only South Asian leader invited to the G20 Leaders Summit under India's presidency. Sheikh Hasina has adopted a balanced and independent foreign policy while maintaining a strong partnership with India. India's contributions, such as the construction of the Rampal thermal power project and the establishment of rail connectivity between Khulna and Mongla, underscore the depth of this relationship. This collaboration has fostered significant trust and confidence among the people of Bangladesh in Sheikh Hasina's leadership. Friends, the Iron Lady of Bangladesh, PM Sheikh Hasina, has consistently demonstrated her resilience and leadership. Her recent victory paves the way for her next 5-year term, though this journey is expected to be challenging. Despite legal continuity, the political landscape remains divided and polarized. Sheikh Hasina enters this term with significant political strength, yet she faces the task of managing a fragile economy. Over the past 13 years, Bangladesh has experienced remarkable development, with extensive infrastructure projects transforming the country. However, the impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic and the Ukraine war have exerted pressure on foreign exchange reserves and the currency, raising concerns about the internal financial management of the banking sector. Despite these challenges, Sheikh Hasina is uniquely positioned to address these issues and advance her father's vision for Bangladesh.